All right. So let's continue. So we have completed the saving data one. Now also completed the sort, how to sort the data. And this there is a very exciting exercise. How to do the calculations using the calc menu, right? Okay. Now again, I'm going to share the Minitab screen with you. So here you can see that in the question. So I have asked two questions in the under the exercise. So if the current marks is above 80, they will pass the exam. So include another column into the data set. So I have already given the name decision, indicating whether the student is pass or fail, right? So let's see how we are going to do this. Okay, so first you have to select the mark, then go to the calc and calculate. So now you will see a window like this. I hope everyone can see my screen, right? Can someone confirm? Okay, thank you. So, okay. So, all right. So I hope everyone can see my screen. Yeah, thank you. So this is the dialog box. So in this one, the first option is the store result in variable. So in this case, in this box, you have to type the variable you want to store. So in this case, we are going to generate a new variable called decision. So we have to type it decision. Let's say decision one. So we have, since we have part two, we go with the decision one. So in expression, you have to do the you have to type the expression. So in my question, I have to find the student who have scores, who have marks more than 80, they are passed. If the marks are below 80, they are failed. So in here, you have several many functions, right? I'm not going to go through those all things, right? So you can just Google it, or you can use the help in the Minitab also. So leisurely go through. If you want, you can go through these functions and try to find what they are doing. So in this case, I'm going to select. Let me see. I'm going to select the if function here. Select. Once I select this one, it will give the syntax, right? So we have then we have to input the correct variable. So in test, so this is the condition. So this is the variable which we must consider for our if if condition. So since we are considering about the marks, we have to consider we have to input the marks in this highlighted area. So we have to just click on the marks. So it will add some, what about, so these commas. So we have to just delete this inverted commas, right? Okay, so next syntax is the value if true. Sorry. So before that, we have to go give the test here. So the test is we have to check whether marks is greater than 80 or not. So the first condition is like this one, and then we have to give the value if true. Value if true means that we have to give it, to give pass, and we have to give that pass value since it is a string in between inverted commas, right? Pass. Okay. So next syntax is the value if false. In here, we have to give what happened will the if this condition is not satisfied. That means it is failed. Right? Just type it in between inverted commas. Okay. Let me see now. Syntax is okay. All right. So now you have to click OK. Let me see what will happen. All right. Now you see it generated a decision one variable, a new variable, and it is since it is contained in text, it automatically give the suffix dash t and will give the decision. Pass this one. This is these two students are failed, and next two pass. Next one fail. Next one pass, and the last one is fail. Right? I hope everyone is clear. So can you try? I give 1 or 2 minutes if you want to try. Right? I'll show you the steps again. So you have to just click click on the calc menu, then select the calculate. So in this dialog box, you have to uh, type your new variable decision one. So I have given the name decision one. If you want, you can give another name. No, don't worry. So under expression, you have to give your expressions correctly. You have to carefully look about consider about those marks here, right? Those commas, inverted commas, likewise. And this, and finally, you have to click OK, right? I'll give you 2 minutes if you can do until you are doing this exercise. I can wait, right? So now let's go to the part two. So the next, so due to the higher pass margin, so they have given you that they have passed the exam. The students who got more than 80 marks. So it seems like a little bit unfair. So the students are asking for another chance. So now the committee had decided due to the higher pass margin, student asked to have another attempt to face the exam. So the committee have decided if the student have more than marks more than 70, they are allowed to sit for another exam. And if the students are not allowed, students don't have marks more lower than 70, they are not allowed to face for another exam. So that is the second part of this exercise. So let's see how we can do this one, right? So in here, I'll start from the beginning. So again, we have to go with this marks column, right? So I hope everyone can see my Minitab screen, right? Can someone respond, please? Okay. So again, we have to select the calculator, calc and then calculator. So in here, since it is we want to store in new, since we want to store that variable in new column, we have to give it as another name. So in here I will say I will type decision 2. So under the expression, so in here we have to use another function called if general, right? So you can select it from here. Let me see, where is it? Yeah, here, right? Once you double click on it, you can see the syntax here, full syntax here. So you have to delete the previous, right? Otherwise it won't work. Okay. So here the same one, but it's like nested. That means we have to we can check one condition several times. So this test, then value is true, and again test, if value is true, and finally value is false. So it's like checking the same condition again and again, because in this case we have three conditions, right? If the students have marks more than 80, no problem, they have already passed. If the students have scores more than 70, they can sit for another exam. And students who don't have marks lower more than 70, they can't sit for another exam. So that means there are three cases. So that is why they have to use the uh, if general function. So let me see how to type, right? So the same as the above, but there is small modification, right? So under the test, you have to select the marks first. Okay, just type it with me, right? Then we can manage some time. Okay, in the mark, 70, and you as not allowed. Again, select the marks. Mark lower than 80. They are allowed to sit for another exam. And the student who have more than 80 marks, it is our final condition. They are already passed, right? Oh, so let me see if there are any mistakes. Mm, okay, I think all are fine. So let's try clicking OK. Hmm. See, there's error. All right. So again, we have to click the calculator and click with the there is an error. All marks. Hmm. Can anyone suggest any error? Mm, let me see. Okay, same thing. Let's see. Thank you. Right, right. Thank you. We have mistaken. Okay. Let me. All right. Okay. Thank you, Ramai. All right. So now you can see the decision two. You can see the results also, and you can see here the capital T, the suffix, because it contains only text. So that is why we have capital T here, right? I hope everyone is clear about using calculator. So don't worry about those all the functions, right? So actually, I anyone can't remember these all the things, right? Once we want to know those functions, you just have to Google it and find the syntax and other stuff and try to it. So it doesn't matter if we have any mistakes, so we can correct them and go ahead, right? Okay. All right. So next, I'm going to talk about how to import data to the Minitab, right? Okay, so right, let me share my screen again. Mhm. Yeah. So sometimes the data is already entered in some kind of another file. So it may be Excel file. So in that case, you can import those files into Minitab and continue your analysis, right? That is what we are going to do here. So I hope everyone can get the birth weight data set from the LMS, right? Can someone confirm? It was available in the LMS. Can someone confirm whether it is available on the LMS? Okay, yeah, yes, it is available, right? So now I hope you all